So, today...
Oh, yeah, I love Warped Tour.
Today is... What is today? The 25th of February?
Happy Sex Day.
Today is the 25th of February, which means in 4 days, March 1st, the Warped Tour lineup comes out. So, this wish list video. Let's do this. What we should get out of the way first is let's start out with some rumors. Keep in mind, one thing I should also mention is the entire lineup is already booked. So we don't know.
That's some good stuff right there.
Yeah, so we don't know what is going on.
But they do.
Yeah, but they do. So there's been leaks as well, but I'm not going to acknowledge that because I don't particularly like the fact that it keeps getting leaked. Like, you try to keep it secret for so long, and then...
So much for that.
Yeah, you're going to announce it, and then some douchebag goes and leaks the whole lineup. It's like, I will not address the leaks and everything that have happened because I don't support that.
Can I place a guess?
Sure.
Carousal Kings.
What about Attila?
Attila?
So good.
If Attila's on the tour, I'm gonna kill somebody. I've heard a lot of rumors going around. Especially, I'm gonna link to Rock Feed's video about the rumors and like who could possibly be doing it. So I've heard a lot of rumors that maybe Bring Me the Horizon. They've gotten a little bit too big for Warped, but they're heavily rumored to be releasing a new album this year, according to Rock Feed. And so
I'm feeling it.
Yeah,
I'm
so
feeling it in my bones and my feet.
He feels it in his penis.
he feels it in his bones and everything he knows.
Oh no.
If you get that reference, I prevail. That's actually, I'm going to talk about them later. Bring Me the Horizon was one of the first bands that got me into metalcore, so that would be pretty cool. Another thing, so there's been a lot of people saying maybe Blink-182 or A Day to Remember.
Oh, Blink-180. Oh, yeah.
Paramore. So let's get to the rumors that have been dispelled thus far. So there's been a giant rumor that My Chemical Romance might be reuniting for the last ever Warped Tour, but none of those are true. They're very much not true at all.
Oh yeah, show me the Carfax.
Kevin Lyman himself said it. Paramore, I'm actually interested whether to see this one comes true or not, because Kevin Lyman said in a tweet that word on the street is that Paramore might be doing their own tour this summer. So that would be a little bit weird to see them not on the last Warped Tour, mainly because they are such a big part of that history. So I feel like it would be weird not to see Paramore. Two other very, very big rumors that I've been hearing.
My left glute and my right glute.
Oh, the Journey's left and right stages are returning, so that's pretty fun. But another big rumor that I've heard is Fall Out Boy. We've heard reports that they might do it. I don't think it's very likely, mainly because how big they are.
Yeah, they're too big, like my butt.
Another thing is this is one of the craziest rumors, but this might be happening. There's been rumors that Katy Perry might stop by and do a one-off performance. No. She got her start. The story is she got her start on the Warped Tour, so she might come out and do maybe one show like for old time's sake. And she the reason there's so many rumors is because when they announced it was the last Warped Tour, she shouted Warped Tour out like on like her Instagram and her Twitter, and maybe that might be happening. I don't think it's very likely. But what if? Simple Plan is another band that's really that's heavily rumored to be on this year's tour, and I really hope that that's true because Simple Plan, one, they're awesome, but two, they've been such a big part of the history of the tour. This is the 24th year of the band's Warped Tour. They've played 11 times.
Dang.
So
that's too many.
That's like an average of once every 2 years at this point.
That's a lot of goodness.
You can do a good math.
Yeah.
Can you take that much goodness? I can't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave now.
Oh, yeah, boy.
So now that we've got the rumors out of the way, let's do some wish list.
Oh yeah.
So,
Yo, what's up,
I can't believe we're
Zach?
still doing this.
Too much bootiness.
Booty. So, it's time for wish list. Now
wish for a bigger butt. Oh, sorry, it's not the same wish list. Never mind.
If you don't know the idea of a wish list, we're saying bands we want to be on the tour this year. And I know Jacob's got a big request for a band, so I would say you go first.
I'm looking for this person named, how does it go again? Katy Perry. I hope they have cheerleaders.
Don't sue me.
Do they have cheerleaders?
Katy Perry probably would.
Daniel, do you have any requests?
You know what? I take what I get, and I just don't throw a fit.
I remember there was one band you really particularly enjoyed.
Are we talking about sucking
When-
for soup? I love
Yes,
bowling for
bowling
soup. But it's
for
actually
soup.
sucking for soup. Don't get it wrong, kids. You gotta suck in all the goodness.
Laughing.
Because bowling for soup is an experience you will never forget.
Daniel says bowling for soup. Jacob says Katy Perry. I've got a lot, so this is gonna take a while. So I'm really sorry. Here's my wish list and who I think is gonna be on the tour. I'm gonna go by genre here, so that way I don't forget anybody. I'm gonna start out with, let's say old school punk. Let's see. Well, I say old school. I mean like 80s, 90s. If there's any bands,
Classics.
yeah.
Get your goodies in there.
If there's any bands from that era who are gonna be here, like these are the ones that I'm talking about. One that I'm really, really, really hoping is the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. They've been one of my favorite ska bands. I could have put them under ska, honestly.
You have a problem.
Yeah.
You have a big problem without them.
Oh my god.
We're having a show back here.
We just got mooned.
You
Mighty
you
Mighty
don't
Boss
wanna know.
Tones, that's the first one. Another one that I would really, really hope to see is I'm basically just going ska bands right now. The Toasters. That's not very I don't think either of those are very likely. Mainly because the Boss Tones have they haven't really stopped touring, but they've kind of stopped touring. Like they usually only do shows in the Northeast now. I would say if the Boss Tones actually and the Toasters, they're both from Northeast. If they were to do anything, I feel like they would do maybe a 1 or 2 off performance in the Northeast. And that would be mainly it. Another band that I really, really, really want to see is Rancid. I would love to see Rancid out there on the whole tour. Oh man, I would love to see them. Another really, really, really big band that I think maybe could happen. If it could happen, there's a slight chance of it happening. Suicidal Tendencies. I would absolutely love to see the gods of crossover thrash back on this, because we had Municipal Waste last year, so I would really love to see Suicidal Tendencies back there as well.
Get you some.
They played in '99. It was, golly, '99 was an insane line. It was Suicidal Tendencies, Pennywise. I think H2O was there. I don't know. All right, let's go 90s, 2000s punk. So pop, like this, starting to get into the pop punk era. So one band that I would love to see, but I know they're not gonna be, is Jacob. I'm just gonna kind of briefly mention them because I know they're not gonna be touring because they're on their own tour. Newfound Glory, I would love to see that, but that's not gonna happen because they're touring. They're actually coming to Austin June 21st. But that's after Warped Tour starts, so they're not gonna be on the tour. Which sucks because that means also Bayside's not gonna be on the tour, and I would love to see Bayside. Another band that I would really, really like to see from that era, obviously Simple Plan. We mentioned them.
Sex Pistols.
Sex Pistols. Wouldn't that be crazy? Wouldn't that be
Sex
freaking
Pistols.
crazy? Oh, another man I forgot to mention in the last section. Bad Brains. Bad Brains would be crazy to
Like
see.
this one, it don't do well with math.
They're
let me tell
really,
you.
really old, but that would be really cool to see Bad Brains or Bad Religion or something. So 90s, 2000s. I already mentioned Newfound Glory. Less Than Jake would be really, really cool to see. Whether that's gonna happen or not, I really am not sure at this point. Real Big Fish. I think that one could be likely because
I would say so.
they last played in 2016, same as Less Than Jake actually, but I don't think they're touring this summer, so if anything we could see Real Big Fish out there.
I like Big Fish.
I do too. I like Real Big Fish.
Cause size does matter.
Another
More
band
meat.
I would love to see, we're just going really pop punk at this point. I would love to see 4 Year Strong. Now, I think they could actually play this one because they last played in 2016. They're not touring in the summer. And so I think we could see 4 Year Strong out there, and I would love to because I've never seen them live. I think we could see a lot of the bands from 2016 out there, like The Story So Far. We could see State Champs. You know, maybe Ann Arbor. I don't know.
Anthrax.
Ballyhoo. Anthrax is definitely not. Maybe Broadside as well. I would love, like, my 2 big requests for that are The Story So Far and State Champs. Now we've gone through pop punk, so let's try hardcore. So, yeah, hardcore. Pretty dope. So,
Pretty hard.
I want to get this out of the way. I don't really think of these bands as hardcore bands.
Hard.
I think of them as pop with guitars.
I'm
But
popping up.
what I think we could see is, I call this the other emo trinity, or the scene trinity, because there's the emo trinity that's Fall Out Boy, Panic at the Disco, and My Chemical Romance. What I call the scene trinity is Falling in Reverse, Pierce the Veil, and Sleeping with Sirens. I think we could very well see a return of those bands for the last one, mainly because they were on. Pierce the Veil was last on in 2015. Sleeping with Sirens and Falling in Reverse were both on in 2016, so they haven't been on in a few years. So we could see a return of those bands, especially because they do bring large crowds. They are very, very popular. I actually kind of like Sleeping with Sirens. Like there's a few songs that I actually kind of like. I had to get those three out of the way first. Now, I really don't know what genre to put I Prevail in, so I'm either going to put them in this one or metalcore, but I really do hope for the return of I Prevail. Or actually, I'm just going to do hardcore and metalcore in this section because that would be way easier.
Get ready.
I think I Prevail. I hope they come back because that would be really awesome. I love I Prevail so much. Oh my gosh.
Get you some.
I'm really mad because last year I didn't know who they were around Warped Tour time. I'm still kind of new to the scene, so I didn't know who I Prevail was, or I knew who they were, I just didn't know any of their music. So when it came time for their set, I was walking by to use the bathroom because I was gonna go see Municipal Waste right after, and so I walked by during Scars, which is like their most famous song, and I walked by right as they were doing the Wall of Death, like in the middle of that song, and Scars is like my current favorite song. That's a good ass song. I really hope I Prevail is gonna be on there. If you don't know I Prevail, go listen to them. They're good. So, another band that I really, really, really hope for, they were on one of the main stages last year as well. I would love to see Beartooth again because I love Beartooth so much.
Give me some of that Beartooth.
You know, there's actually been rumors as well that Beartooth could be returning.
August Burns Blue.
We could see the return of Beartooth and maybe even Neck Deep. They're pop punk. So I put them in the wrong section.
Get you some.
But Neck Deep would be dope as well. But I would love to see Beartooth again because Beartooth is still one of my favorite bands, and I almost died during their set last year, so that was great. Also, Beartooth is releasing a new album this year, so that's another reason I think they could be on. They're working on a new album right now. Don't know when it's coming out, but it could be anytime between now and Warped. But Beartooth is another band that is heavily rumored to be on this tour. Like another band that I would love to see. We haven't seen since all the way back in, I think, 2008 or 2009, Under Oath. I would love to see Under Oath on this tour because they're one of the older generation kind of hardcore metalcore bands. Not really hardcore, like post-hardcore, but metalcore bands. So I would love to see Under Oath on this tour as well. That would be great because I've never seen them live because they took a hiatus for a while, so I really don't know when the last time they were playing shows was, so that would be really cool to see them. Another band that I really, really, really want to see, actually two, I've told myself I was not going to forget these. I really want to see Wage War and Gideon. So I've seen both of those bands live. They both freaking slay. Oh my god, they're so good. I might be going to see Gideon with Norma Jean in a few weeks as well.
Slayer.
Norma Jean as well. That would be pretty cool. Another band that I would also really, really love to see. They're on tour with, actually, I'm going to mention this band in a little bit as well. I would love to see up-and-coming band Stone on the tour. They're like a small hardcore band, and they're really good, in my opinion. So I would love to see Stone out there. And another one that I forgot to mention in the pop punk section was Trash Boat. I love Trash Boat so much. I would love to see them come over from England and do the tour. They really deserve more recognition than they get, although they are a really new band as well, so that could be it. So this band I was going to mention when I mentioned Stone, Knocked Loose. If Knocked Loose is not on this tour, I'm going to fight somebody. I will fight somebody because Knocked Loose absolutely deserves it. Knocked Loose was on last year, and I'm pissed off because I missed their set. Reason being, they played at like 7:30, and I went too hard the rest, like the whole day before. And after Carnifex, their set was right after Carnifex, and I was dead. Like, well, one, I had to choose between them and Sick of It All, but I was dead, so I thought, you know, I should call it a day. I'm really mad that I didn't get to see them. So I would love to see Knocked Loose as well because they are one of the best new bands out there. Speaking of new bands out there, I would love to see Varials as well. Cold Rain from Japan. Oh man, if they were on,
get you some.
I
get
love
you some Japanese. Don't care what it is. Get you some.
One of my other favorite songs right now is Gone by Cold Rain, and they played in 2016, so that would be really great to see them out there because I love Colgrain so much. Masato is a super awesome dude.
Man.
So, okay, so now we've gone through hardcore and metalcore, which took way too long, and 80s, 90s, 2000s punk. Let's go through ska punk. Actually, I already mentioned a lot of ska bands. Basically, the only band that I would really like to see is that I haven't already mentioned yet is Stacked Like Pancakes. I loved seeing them last year, and oh man, they bring such a good vibe to everywhere they go. They threw a drum head into the crowd. That was awesome.
Wouldn't that
Stack zone.
Wouldn't that hurt?
No, because the people caught it.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I would love to see Stacked Like Pancakes. They bring such a good vibe everywhere they go. And the last one that I'm really gonna mention is deathcore, because they deserve to be in a different part than yeah. They deserve to be in a different part than hardcore and metalcore. This is really one of the biggest bands that I think could be playing this year. Suicide Silence. I would love to see Suicide Silence out there. They haven't been out since 2010. They've gotten pretty big. A lot of their fan base is usually at the Warped Tour. Like they have, like it's a good way to reconnect with that fan base. And so I would love to see Suicide Silence out there. Also because Eddie Hermida, he was formerly of All Shall Perish. Then after Mitch died, he joined Suicide Silence as their vocalist, and he has an incredible live voice. He slays it live. So I would love to see Suicide Silence out there.
Me too, big.
Another band I would love to see. Well, so ones that we've seen the last few years, Carnifex and Whitechapel. I don't really know if you count Acacia Strain as deathcore, but let's count them for the sake of this. And then Veil of Maya as well, and After the Burial. We've seen those 5 over the last few years. So one band that I would really, really love to see is Despised Icon, as well as Oceano. Oh my God, Adam Warren, his voice.
Adam Warren.
So brutal. Did you know he's actually a Twitch streamer as well? Like he streams games. If there's anybody else that I would really like to see, it would be Thy Art Is Murder.
Oh yeah.
That would be crazy to have them out there because
too good for words.
They're one of the biggest bands out there in the deathcore scene right now, and to have them out there for the last one, so I would love to see Thy Art out there as well. So yeah, that's really every genre that I could think of right now. So now we gotta think of an outro for this video.
Alright, outro.
So see you big Langs of YouTube.
Well, let's continue condition. I will just give you a word of advice. So, for me, this is my senior year of high school. It's been rough.
Same here.
Lots of work, more than I wanted. Many of y'all are probably juniors, sophomores, I don't know, fishies into the real world. Here's my advice. Suck it up, because you can do it. No matter how hard it gets, you can always find the end of the rope somewhere. Hashtag my graduation, because I am so done.
Today is tomorrow's yesterday.
Oh no.
I'm done.
So we will find out the lineup on Thursday, and when we do, we will be back at it making another dumpster fire of a video. So until then, peace out and have a nice Warped Tour.